crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people.
Hey, this is Malorian, and this will be another War Machine Wednesday. And in this one here, we have Josh versus Josh. On this side, we have Josh with his Menoth, and this is a Harbinger list with a good mix of infantry. And on the other side, we're going to have the other Josh, who's running Legion, and this is a Vayl2 Tier 4 list with a whole bunch of beasts and really nasty stuff. Now, this scenario here is one of the betas for the new edition of Steamroller. You can't just score defensively. You have to either control or dominate the enemy's flag or destroy their objective. So this one here normally isn't won by scenario, and so it's going to be a real attrition fight here. And both these sides can do a pretty good job of attritioning. Of course, Harbinger is always known for attritioning, and also for Vayl2. She can usually assassinate, but also can do the attrition game very well. And they also got the first turn, and with the tier bonus, we are super fast, way up there. The front angel here, which is about to get charged, that one has admonition. I believe the one at the very bottom, that's the one with refuge. And so right there, some of the daughters went to charge into the Angelius. It went and it admonitioned away and kind of just left them there. Otherwise, he has his one Jack go up there and do the magical protection. Harbinger is going to be doing the feat. And I mean, the feat here is a big deal against infantry that auto die. But hey, you know, when these are POW 14s against heavies, you can still do a pretty good blast. And if you get the right column and you take out a spirit or something like that, it can be very deadly. So the fact that this is Harbinger's feat against beast is not exactly a bad thing. Otherwise, a lot more of the infantry kind of walks up there to be ready to attack, and it's now back to the Legion side. So Legion turn 2, this is where he's really on the side what he's going to go for, if he's wanting to try and go for Harbinger, who's camping 7 I believe right now, or if he wants to be going for more of the attrition. First thing he does is come up here with one the Angelius and takes a pretty good blast from it. I believe it's like 6 damage or something like that. So, I mean, not nothing. And decides to go after the Seneschal. Now, that was a little bit of a mistake because you always want to go against the Seneschal last, because what happened right now is that he's knocked down. And now if the Legion player kills any other infantry around the 9 inches of that Seneschal, he's going to get a point back and he'll be back to life. So that was probably a little bit of a waste of the Angelius's activation, but now he's going to have a really good one here where he is going to be going to shoot with the Ravagore. And with the Ravagore, even though the Menoth player was careful to keep the Jack 2 inches away to get shield guard and to be able to provide the not a splash area, because you never want to have something that can be hit with an AoE and put you on fire. The Cav that's there instead, though, that's what the Legion player targets and gets Harbinger on fire. And so Harbinger can camp all she wants, but that fire damage can do pretty good things. So otherwise, other things are coming up. Try and take more shots on Harbinger. Again, can't really do it directly because they'll just be shield guarded, but going for the models around her, just trying to go for that splash damage. And again, it's like dice minus 11 or something crazy like that because she's camping so much, but you might as well go for it. Now, the last angel here is going to come up and try and do some damage to the knights, but not really get a lot done. He's going to attack one, actually be able to take it out, but then Harbinger is just going to martyr and say, no, I'll take 2 damage instead. So after that's all said and done, it doesn't really do anything. Actually, she had put refuge onto that one. It backs away, and that's really it. So didn't really get a whole bunch done. Harbinger is going to end up still on fire, so that's going to be a pretty big deal. Otherwise, the other solos are just kind of moving around, and from that fire damage, all the fire is going to go out except for on Harbinger, and she's going to take 9 points of damage. So whereas you look at that last turn and think like, oh, not very much happened, when Harbinger did 2 damage to herself and then takes another 9, that's a really big deal. So the Menoth player is going to have to be a little bit careful here, but at the same time, this is the time for the Menoth player to strike. A lot of these beasts are very close. Harbinger can do a lot of great things, and what she's doing right now is she went and cast Crusader's Call to really get things out there. Put up, I believe it's Hand of Judgment. It's the one so the knights are going to be getting an extra dice to try and hit, and then it kind of moves away. Hierophant's going to go back there and heal it for 6, so that's going to really help. Otherwise, Jack's coming back, making sure that things are immune to magic, and now he's going to be setting up these charges. And so he's going to be trying to get these knights in here and trying to go after the Angelius. And after some pretty good hits, is able to get in there and take that Angelius out. So one beast down already. Now the daughters are going to be charging in there. And again, they're not really meant for taking out heavies, but hey, you might get some spikes. And if nothing else, each one of their attacks, and they have 2 of them, can do 1 point of damage. So it really just starts adding it up. Again, it's not like they're coming in to take you out in one go, but all of a sudden now, when it's already pretty hurt, now when the exemplars come in, that Ravagore is pretty close to death. I believe it has like 5 more boxes or something like that. Otherwise, the exemplars, the other unit of exemplars, charges down here, takes out that Ravagore easy. Some pretty big dice there. And yeah, one Ravagore out, another one almost dead. And now Nicaea's going to charge in, do some damage with the charge attack, and then gets the backswing, kills it, sprints away. And the Legion player is already down now 3 heavies out of the 6. Very devastating. The book making its way up there saying no spells. So clearly that was a bad turn for Legion, but now what they really need to do is trying to find some way to get up there and turn around this battle of attrition. Harbinger needs to be within that 10 inches in order to be able to martyr, and so now a lot of these things are out of that range. The Menoth player has been very careful to kind of give some things in the front, and you can see that there's more of the knights and like Gravis in the back there for kind of like the second wave. But hey, you got to do what you have to. Maybe go in there and try and refuge back, but you really need to try and kill these while you can, because hey, if Harbinger has no troops, she can't really do anything. So this is going to be the feat turn for Vayl2, and she's going to start throwing out some chiller or crippling, whatever it is, the one with -2 defense here on the daughters to make them a little bit easier to kill. Some obliterations already went out to kill a few. Another obliteration went into the knights, trying to soften them up. He was actually hoping to kill one, but roll pretty crappy dice there. Otherwise, right now, he's trying to find a good target to shoot to try and do some damage. First thought about the Angelius, but that's probably not the right one. And again, you just want to really make sure that this turn, you do as much damage as possible. I mean, that's one of the issues with running heavies, is that a heavy killing a little 1 point or a little 1 wound infantry really isn't always the best thing. But yeah, you got to try and do as much as you can. So one of the good ones for that is the Angelius now. So the Angelius is coming up and overtaking and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. And so it kills a good, I believe, 4 models by the end of this. So that's not so bad. Otherwise, now he's going to come up here at the pot, and it's going to make a shredder. The shredder's going to come up here and eat 2 more guys. So again, that's looking pretty good. On the bottom of the board, things are starting to clear out. You know, if he keeps this up, maybe he can get to that 1 flag and start trying to score. But this top side here with these knights, they're the real issue. And he's going to have to be very careful to try and kill all these guys. So he's going in there right now with the Scythian. The Scythian should be a little bit farther. They're marking with a proxy base now, and he's just going to try and kill off all 3 of those knights. Refuge is on it, so now that it's all dead, it's going to be moving away, and hopefully to be out of range of everything else. But again, those knights with Crusader's Call, they go a long way, and he also has Rupert to give out Pathfinder whenever he needs it. So now he's going with the other Angelius, and I was kind of wondering what he's going to do with that. The one daughter that's down here is not very important because it's out of command right now, so it can't really do very much. But it comes up and kills a couple of guys. I'm not really sure if it's best to have it that far up. But yeah, that's it. Legion turn 2, now on to Menoth turn 2. And now it's their part here. Actually, this is turn 3 now. A little bit off here. Anyways, back to the Menoth turn. And so they've taken a little bit of blow now, lost some guys, and they definitely need to come back and try and kill at least 1 heavy. So first thing Harbinger's going to do is Harbinger is going to get healed another 6. Then she's going to go back up there. So, I mean, all the fire damage, that was a big deal before. I didn't mention it, but Roven, I believe his name, also cleared off the fire. And now it's all been healed by that one Hierophant. That Hierophant is an MVP for sure. Otherwise, goes up there, Crusaders calls again, and now in come all the troops. And so this Angelius is pretty far up, and although he might normally survive, again, some big spikes took that Angelius off. So it was a little bit of a dangerous spot, probably should have survived, but yeah, being an Angelius down from that, that's going to really hurt. Really, really hurt. And now he's trying to go after the other Angelius, softens it up pretty good, and now he's trying to just bring out the laser to try and get in the Knights here where he needs them. And unfortunately, the Angelius was also showing its back. Just a little bit of a bad positioning there. And I mean, I guess it didn't really matter. I mean, their mat's pretty high and they had the extra dice. But now the other Angelius is down. So this is really, really bad. He's down to just the Scythian. Gravis is able to charge in here to get to the Scythian. And now I guess is where the dice kind of swing back and Gravis doesn't do that much damage. But yeah, now we're at the point where the book's right in his face saying no magic. And there's, to be honest, not very much you can do with Vayl2 at this point. She has to get way far away from that book to actually do something. The Legion player has lost so much, so at this point he's just trying to do something to try and kill these guys off. So right now the Scythian is going and trying to kill a few things off here. And then refuging even closer. The pot's coming up, and it's going to be trying to make something to be charging across. Now, one of the things he missed out on is that your little pot people, even when you come up here and you make something, you can also go and make an attack. So he's going to be going there and trying to spawn a Harrier with the hope to get the Harrier to Harbinger. Again, at this point, it really has to be long bombs to try and get something in. Now he's going to be coming up here with Vayl2, but unfortunately he's within the range of the book, so can't really do anything. He just wants to be in range so he can actually force things. Does a little bit of damage to the book, I think 2 points, and now the Angelius, or not, the Harrier rather, is going to charge in, but it just did not have the reach. And I mean, if he went with the Shredder or something, or rather the Stinger, with actually has a reach tail, it would have failed that as well too. So just Harbinger is just too far away, and that's really it. So coming back to the Menoth turn, he just has to really try and clean up now. And to me, one of the biggest issues is you want to kill that pot. Because, I mean, you've killed a lot of things. The pot's going to be what's going to be the main thing. That's going to be making more stuff and endangering Harby. But the Menoth player, maybe more accurately, and maybe this is a better decision, decides that the bigger target will be the Scythian just to really take off that last heavy. And I can't really blame him for that. You know, whenever you can kill a heavy, that's pretty good. He probably could have done both. But now he is really, really hurting the Scythian. Just trying to get a last few guys charged in there to try and finish it off. And again, Crusader's Call really bring it in, because a lot of these models would not be in range if it not be for Crusader's Call. And now because that, Roven actually charges in and finishes off the Scythian. So now the Legion player has no heavies. It has a book saying no magic right beside Vayl. So again, he's just trying to go up there and do something with the Stinger. The Stinger's going to go up there and try and do something to Harbinger. I believe it does like a little bit of damage or something, but again, it's nothing really serious whatsoever. Maybe like 3-4 boxes, 5 boxes, something like that. Not really a problem for Harbinger. So survives there. Back to Menoth. This is going to be more of a cleanup, wanting to make sure the Stinger goes away, and he's going to be looking more for the assassination now, because now if he just kills off the lessers that are here, he can set up the charges onto Vayl. So the book is going to move out of the way, and now some of these exemplars are going to start charging in. She is going to admonition away because she had that on herself, but still there's enough models that can get into there. Already Vayl is pretty dang hurt. He just needs to try and figure out how to get in the last Vilmont here, the Super Paladin. So he has to kill off a few guys just to make that charge path open. The Paladin's going to charge in and seal the deal. So the game just ended here on assassinations. What do you guys think of the game?
It was a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
6 heavies is really something to chew through. That's heavy duty.
yeah. Not having
not having played Harby against Harby before, it's like, well, I don't know what's gonna happen. So,
Do you think it would have been better to like to hold back and try and just go after the cab or something on that one turn on the feet turn, or?
I don't know.
Your best bet is to put pressure on the cavalry.
Yeah,
Because the cavalry are like the majority of this list's way to keep her alive.
Okay.
So they're the only thing that's large enough to block line of sight.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to methodically check to see, am I in charge range of your angels?
Yeah.
If that's a yes, then I got to kill the angels.
Yeah.
If it's a no, I have to kill the Ravagors.
Yeah.
And then I have to go through that cycle every single turn until all the threats are taken care of.
Yeah.
But this list can clear threats.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Vayl versus Harby.
Yeah.
Going with Harby, did you think it was going to be more of an assassination game or just attrition to see whatever happens?
This list has almost no assassination value. It just can't. Like, the Vengers go a long ways. They threat 15 in the list. So if you leave yourself open, they can put you in the dirt. But mostly attrition. I wanted to see if it could attrition 6 heavies and yeah. I think with a little bit more use of refuge on your angels, picking away and making me have to go deep, because you can keep Harby honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, you did that with like an 11 on your fire damage roll.
Yeah.
And then I have to play way far back, and you can do what you did that one turn where your 3 heavies and then your new lesser picked away a ton out of my list. If you could have kept one more angel alive, you could have made more progress.
More progress, yeah.
But it was solid, man. He played solid. It was a
Yeah.
good game, clean.
That was.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
Alright guys, well thanks for playing, and for those watching, thanks for watching. Bye. Hey there, if you liked watching this video, please go down and give it a like down below you here. And if you have any concerns or questions or comments, please put those in the comment section as well. You know, the best way for me to give you what you want to see is if you tell me what you like seeing and what you don't like seeing. So otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.